Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of dilation representations. This is standard 8.3c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 29 off the 2018 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a square with a perimeter of 20 units, and it's graphed on a coordinate grid that we don't have. They didn't even draw one for us. You could solve this problem without it just by using logic, but I always find it a little bit easier if we can at least stare at something together. So I'm going to just kind of draw a coordinate grid here. I need to draw a square. All right, so let's just draw a square. It doesn't even matter what the units are right here. I'm going to go ahead and put it with the origin as the center, and we know that the perimeter equals 20 units. All right, so the square is dilated by a scale factor of 0.4, or 4/10. And so we need to know what ordered pair represents the resulting square, or the new dilation, right? And so what are our options? Well, we've got two options here. A and B involve us multiplying something by x and y. And then if you look at C and D, that involves us adding something. And you notice we've got 20 and 4, right? So we've got 20, and then we get that 0.4. So that's where the two numbers are coming from. So those are our two options, add or multiply either 20 or 0.4. So you can't just take a number and do something with it. We have to really understand what's going on here. Well, let's see what we have here. Dilation. Dilation is when you take a shape and it either grows or it shrinks, kind of like the pupils in your eye. They either grow or shrink based on the amount of light that is being let in. And so what we could do is we can actually eliminate these two options. And we can eliminate those because these two are not dilations. These are actually translations. And so when you translate something, you're simply you're sliding it. You're sliding it or you're moving it. But you're not changing the size. You're keeping the exact same size, you're keeping the exact same orientation, and you're simply sliding it. And this is a very, very tiny translation on D right here, 0.4. So you're going to go like over half, less than half, and up less than half. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to get a little tiny shift, like right up there. It's just going to be a little tiny slide, but it's going to be the exact same size. This one is huge. Look at that, plus 20. Okay, so we're going off the screen right here because this is going really far over and then really far up. This would jump still off the screen, but really, really far up there. You'd have to have either a very small scale factor on your x and y axis or just a really large piece of paper to make that work. But it's not dilating anything. All we're doing is sliding it. When we dilate, we are either growing or shrinking. Grow or shrink. And they are telling us that we are dilating it by a scale factor of 0.4. Now that gives us our clue. Look at this word, factor. We've been learning about factors since third grade, right? A factor, if you're going to do like 3 times 3 equals 9, right? The 3 and the 3 are both factors, and the 9 is a product. So when you see this word factor, you should think multiplication. And so really what we're looking at is this perimeter of 20 units. That's just extra information. They just needed another number in there. It doesn't really matter what that is. When they tell you the scale factor is 0.4, they're telling you exactly what you do. Factor of 0.4 means we are going to multiply, right? Make it a factor. That's a factor right there. And that's your scale factor, actually. We're going to just multiply the x and the y by that scale factor. What that's going to do, since it's less than 1, right? The scale factor is less than 1. That's actually going to shrink it. It's going to make it a little bit smaller like this. And so that is going to be our answer of B.